Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Brent Hughes, a professor from Sonoma State University. Today we're at beautiful Tomales Bay, California, and I'm here to talk about the garden staple restoration technique. This is just one of many techniques that we have in our video series and including in our manual. I encourage you to check that out. The garden staple technique actually requires very few supplies. You need garden staples, a shovel, and these basic tools like the quadrat, the transect tape, and the measuring ruler, just to get the accurate amount of densities and to cut your shoots down to the size that you want them. The only prep work needed for this method is the harvesting of the shoots, whether collected from a donor meadow or using a facility growing eelgrass for transplant. I've cut the rhizomes to about 5 centimeters. You can go as much as 10 centimeters. But you don't want anything longer than that, primarily because that when you start planting these things, they're going to stick out of the mud, they're going to become unwieldy, and so the best is to keep them between 5 to 10 centimeters. We also clip our seagrass itself. You can see there's all this extra vegetation. A lot of it is fouled, and so what we do is, and just for ease of transport and transplanting, we'll cut it down to about 20 to maybe 30 centimeters. And so I'm going to go to 20 centimeters, which is about right here. And so once I have my 20 centimeter mark, I can just cut them all. And now we have 5 transplantable seagrass shoots. Now let's go transplant some seagrass. Before we actually start putting these in the ground, we're going to create a star formation. Now, this is going to be one transplant unit. It's going to be 5 shoots here. Now, the reason we do 5 shoots is because our grass here in Northern California is quite big and robust. And we're trying to plant at densities that we would find in a natural existing seagrass bed. So you can do more, depending on the size of your shoots and the natural densities, but for us we do 5 at a time. Now the key here is that you'll see that the grass has a natural curvature to it, right? And so it's going to want to stick up like this. So if you plant it in the wrong direction, it might tend to stick down, and that could be bad for the grass. So you want to give it a good shot of being able to be upright when the water comes. And so the way we do this is we create kind of a star formation. And the idea with this star formation is that I can put my garden staple right through this, and it will hold all the rhizomes down. It will anchor it into the mud. Okay, so now I got my garden shovel, and I'm going to create a little hole. And this hole is just for sticking the garden staple down into the mud with my shoot bundle. And I can start gently packing the mud into that center piece, that center portion where I put the garden staple. You want to be very gentle with this process because the rhizomes can break and the shoots can break. But you can see now I have my full transplant unit. The shoots are kind of sticking upright, and I'm ready to transplant some more. Since the rhizomes are anchored by the garden staple, the staple method is a great method for high flow environments. With the garden staple method, some practitioners have also noted that burrowing animals sometimes push the garden staple up. This presents a problem because if the rhizome is not making contact with the substrate, the eelgrass cannot survive and could drift away.